Hổ ghê à.
A century after a Taoist priest defeated a terrifying tree demon, his power is gone, and the evil has returned stronger than ever. A young monk is sent with a sacred golden Buddha, the only weapon powerful enough to stop it. But in one moment of weakness, the statue is destroyed. Now, hunted by vengeful spirits, tempted by a seductive ghost, and protected by a dying master, the monk must face a darkness that feeds on fear, desire, and human weakness. And when the final demon rises, he'll have to become something even greater than a monk, or watch everything fall into eternal darkness. Stay till the end, because this isn't just a ghost story. It's a battle between desire and faith. And the ending? You won't see it coming. The film opens with two monks, Master Yun and his young disciple Fong, transporting a golden Buddha statue to the distant town of Mount Wutai. The journey is long and exhausting, especially for Fong. After pushing through a desert storm, they reach a boundary outpost and stop at a small shed to rest. Moments later, heavy rain begins to pour. A swordsman named Yin suddenly appears, chasing a group of local bandits who have stolen his money. He cuts them down without hesitation, swiftly beheading them one by one. Master Yun watches with compassion and feels deep regret over such bloodshed for something as trivial as money. He then instructs Fong to bury the bodies so the dead can rest in peace. Yin then sits under the shed with the monk and lights a fire to warm himself. But his carelessness sets the already fragile shed ablaze. Seeing the damage he's done, he quickly leaves. Master Yun and Fong also depart and soon arrive at the busy market of Guobei County. Exhausted, they stop at an inn for food. Coincidentally, Yin is there as well, negotiating an assassination job. To demonstrate his skill, he swings his sword through the air. The blade accidentally slices open Fong's backpack, exposing the golden Buddha statue inside. The statue instantly draws the attention of everyone in the inn. A group of ruffians begins whispering among themselves. Sensing trouble, Master Yun quickly covers the statue and rushes out with Fong. By evening, the monks arrive at the ancient Orchid Temple. The place has long been abandoned, but they decide to stay there for the night. Unknown to them, the same ruffians have followed them, their eyes fixed on the golden statue. But when they see the monks enter the temple, they hesitate. The place is rumored to be haunted by violent spirits. As they attempt to move closer, one of them trips over a severed arm lying on the ground. Mistaking it for a ghost, the terrified men panic and run away. Inside the temple, Master Yun and Fong clear a small space, settle down, and prepare to rest. Outside the temple, the ruffians suddenly hear a woman singing. Following the sound, they arrive at a nearby house and spot two stunning women singing inside. Unable to resist, they flock in like sheep to flirt with them. But it is a trap. In the next moment, a terrifying tree demoness appears and slaughters them all. Back at the temple, Master Yun senses a powerful demonic presence. He immediately heads into the forest to track it down, leaving Fong behind. The tree demoness is also aware of the monk's presence. Recognizing Master Yun's strength, she sends her most capable ghost, Lotus, to seduce Fong while she personally confronts the master. Inside the temple, Fong sits quietly, wiping the rainwater off the golden Buddha statue. Suddenly, he hears a disturbance outside and a woman crying for help. He rushes toward the stairs but slips, sending the golden statue tumbling to the floor below. The cries for help continue. Believing the woman may be in danger, Fong hurries to open the door. Lotus rushes inside, claiming ghosts are chasing her. She pretends to panic and clings tightly to the young monk. Then she begins trying to seduce him, repeatedly finding excuses to get close. But Fong's devotion to Buddha keeps him calm and unmoved. Lotus continues her attempts, refusing to give up. Pressed by Lotus's advances, Fong begins reciting Buddhist prayers. The words immediately repel her, and she clutches her head in pain. Fong realizes the woman before him is a ghost. With her disguise exposed, Lotus drops the act and tries to overpower him with force. Fong calmly continues chanting. The scripture weakens her powers and causes intense pain. Seeing her suffer, Fong stops chanting, opens the door, and allows her to leave. Lotus is surprised that he is showing her mercy. Fong simply warns her to leave before his master returns. Before leaving, She mischievously snatches his robe and slips outside. But she accidentally touches Master Yun's sacred staff planted outside the temple. The holy object strikes her with a burst of spiritual energy, and she cries out in pain. Seeing this, Wong rushes forward again and pulls the staff away, urging her to leave quickly. Lotus is visibly moved by his kindness and finally disappears into the night. Moments later, Master Yun returns. He finds Wong standing outside without his robe and asks what happened. Wong hides the truth and claims he stepped out for fresh air because of the heat. Master Yun then asks about the golden Buddha. Afraid to admit he lost it, Wong lies again. The two return inside the temple to rest. The next morning, Master Yun prepares to continue their journey to Mount Wutai. But Wong still has not found the golden statue and cannot bring himself to leave. He claims the demons in the area have not been eliminated and could harm innocent people. He suggests staying another night to deal with them. Yun agrees to remain for the time being. Wong then pretends to be sick. His master assumes he is weak from not eating for 2 days and decides to go into town to beg for alms. As soon as Yun leaves, Wong rushes into the house and begins searching desperately for the missing golden Buddha. While begging for alms in town, Master Yun runs into the mischievous swordsman Yin again. Yin is violently demanding repayment of a debt and quickly starts a fight. Displeased by his cruelty over money, Master Yun quietly uses magic to play a small trick on him, causing his coins to roll into the river. Back at the temple, Wong spends the entire day searching for the golden Buddha, but finds nothing. By nightfall, he sits alone, deeply troubled and unsure how to explain the loss to his master. Lotus suddenly appears again. She asks why he has not left yet, since his presence is disrupting their hunting. Wong admits he cannot leave without finding the golden Buddha. Hearing this, Lotus decides to help him search. The two begin combing through the abandoned house together. Wong remains cautious, constantly watching to make sure she does not try to seduce him again, which only amuses Lotus. During the search, Wong stumbles into a nest of snakes and panics, falling into nearby weeds. There, he spots the golden Buddha lying among the grass, surrounded by snakes. Lotus uses her magic to kill them instantly. Wong quickly retrieves the statue but realizes it is broken. The sight fills him with worry. Lotus then decides to play a prank. She pretends a venomous snake has bitten her and asks Wong to suck out the poison. Believing her, he does so, only to realize the wound is fake. Lotus then claims the venom is real and says the only way to remove it from his body is through a kiss. Wong refuses at first, but after persistent pressure, he reluctantly agrees, unaware of the romantic trick being played on him. Afterward, Wong becomes preoccupied with trying to repair the broken statue. As the night grows quiet, the two begin sharing their pasts. Wong reveals that his parents abandoned him at a monastery when he was young. Lotus reveals she was sold at birth, forced to marry an older man with 2 wives, and later murdered by the man's jealous mistress before being buried in the forest. Sharing these painful memories slowly deepens the bond between them. Their conversation is suddenly interrupted when Master Yun returns. Wong quickly urges Lotus to leave. The moment Master Yun enters the temple, he senses a strong evil presence and begins searching the building. Wong tries to distract him, but his suspicion only grows. He instructs Wong to close all the doors and windows. Wong quickly obeys. Master Yun then gathers his sacred objects and hangs them around the entrances. Using a gold ink, he begins drawing talismans across the windows while chanting incantations. Unfortunately, Lotus is still inside the temple, hiding beneath a table. As he continues drawing more talismans, the spiritual power begins weakening her. Her face turns pale as the pressure grows. At one point, Master Yun asks Wong to bring him the gold ink. As Wong returns with it, Lotus quietly reaches out and taps his leg from under the table. Seeing Lotus under the table, Wong quickly throws away the golden ink and pretends it has run out. He distracts Master Yun and secretly opens the doors and windows, tossing away the talismans he placed earlier. He then claims a demon has entered and taken them. Master Yun immediately rushes outside to pursue the supposed intruder. As Wong helps the weakened Lotus leave the temple, the tree demoness suddenly appears and seizes him. Hearing Fong's screams, he rushes back and spots Lotus nearby and strikes her with his sacred staff, pinning her in place before chasing after the demoness. Using his talismans, he manages to free Fong from the demoness's grasp. He orders Fong to return to the temple and bring his holy artifacts while he continues fighting. When Fong returns, he finds Lotus pinned by the sacred staff. He quickly removes it to free her. Severely weakened, she collapses to the ground. Moved by compassion, Fong lifts her and decides to carry her back to her house. On the way, they encounter the ghost butterfly and several others. Butterfly and Lotus both serve the tree demoness, but have long been rivals for her favor. To hide Fong, Lotus pulls him behind her. Butterfly senses a human presence and approaches, suspicious of Lotus's behavior. Lotus claims she is hiding someone, but Butterfly assumes it is a trick meant to distract her from assisting the demoness. She leaves with the others. Fong worries about the time he has lost and fears for his master's safety. Before leaving, he warns Lotus to stay away from monks, since others may not show her the same mercy. He then rushes back. Meanwhile, Master Yun and the tree demoness are locked in a fierce battle. Even after Fong returns with the sacred staff, Master Yun cannot overpower the demon. Realizing he needs stronger spiritual power, he asks for the golden Buddha. With no other choice, Fong hands over the broken statue. But the shattered Buddha has lost most of its power and proves nearly useless. The tree demoness unleashes a violent storm. Lightning surrounds Master Yun and traps him within a barrier. Using the last of his strength, he breaks through briefly, hands the staff and broken Buddha to Fong, and urges him to escape, repair the statue, and return. The demoness then binds Master Yun tightly with living tree vines. Fong flees and runs all the way to town, hoping to find a blacksmith who can repair the golden Buddha. But instead, he is tricked by a ruffian. Fortunately, at that moment, Fong sees Yin and asks for his help to retrieve the golden Buddha. Realizing his plan has failed, the ruffian posing as a blacksmith throws the golden Buddha into the fire. When Fong pulls it out, the broken statue has melted. With no other option, Fong asks Yin to help rescue his master. The two return to the ancient temple. That night, the ghost butterfly appears and tries to seduce Fong. He firmly rejects her and sends her away. Soon after, Lotus arrives at the temple. To avoid suspicion, the two pretend to act intimate to fool Butterfly, who's eavesdropping outside. At the same time, Yin grows impatient and repeatedly tries to draw the ghost's attention toward himself, leaving Fong stuck between protecting himself and dealing with Yin's antics. Butterfly continues knocking on the door, demanding to be let inside. Seeing her persistence, Lotus steps out to meet her. The two rivals argue briefly. Butterfly believes the men rejected Lotus. Lotus calmly claims they were fighting over her, leaving no chance for her to strike. She then suggests Butterfly try her luck before walking away. Butterfly returns to Fong and tries again, but he rejects her once more. Furious, she attacks him. Yin steps in and uses Taoist magic to push her back. At that moment, the tree demoness arrives, unleashing chaos and attacking both of them. The fight quickly turns overwhelming. Yin suddenly escapes, leaving Fong trapped in the demoness's grasp. Seeing the danger Fong is in, Lotus secretly intervenes and pulls him to safety. After hiding him, she quickly returns home and asks her closest companion to cover up her absence. But the tree demoness is already waiting in the shadows. Realizing Lotus has betrayed her, she attacks and threatens to ruin her beauty and marry her off to the terrifying Black Mountain Demon. At that moment, Yin and Fong burst in and rescue Lotus. As the three attempt to escape, the tree demoness strikes again. During the clash, Lotus's sister sacrifices herself, taking a fatal blow to protect them. After escaping, Lotus tearfully reveals she wants to break free from the demoness's control. Her ashes urn must be removed from the forest. Otherwise, her spirit will return to it at dawn. Fong and Yin head to the tree demon's lair at the ancient tree. Using Yin's Taoist magic, they locate Lotus's ashes urn among many others. Beneath the massive ancient tree, they also find Master Yun bound by the demon's vines and rescues him. As they prepare to leave, the tree demoness traps them in a powerful illusion. She disguises herself as Lotus and approaches them. Master Yun senses the deception and strikes, exposing the demon's true form. Master Yun and Yin immediately join forces and engage the demoness. Combining their Buddhist and Taoist powers, they attack relentlessly. In desperation, the demoness tries to absorb Master Yun's spiritual energy but fails. After a long, fierce battle, they finally trap her and burn her with sacred fire, destroying her completely. But their victory is short-lived. The Black Mountain Demon rises. The group flees as the massive demon pursues them. Lotus follows closely behind. No matter how fast they run, they cannot escape the creature's reach. They are forced to fight while retreating. Dawn is approaching. To stop the sunlight, the Black Mountain Demon raises towering pillars and darkens the sky, blocking the sun from reaching the earth. Master Yun has exhausted nearly all his life force after battling demons for the past 2 nights. With his remaining strength, he casts a spell on Fong and covers him in his own blood. The blood has taken on a golden color because of his accumulated spiritual energy. Lotus then lifts Fong high above the dark clouds. Suspended in the air, his glowing form resembles the golden Buddha itself. Fong focuses and begins to pray, channeling the Buddha's power through his golden body. Moments later, the rising sun breaks through the barrier of darkness. Sunlight floods the sky and strikes the Black Mountain Demon, burning it away until it completely dissolves. When the battle ends, Fong frantically searches for Lotus, fearing the sunlight may have destroyed her as well. He finally finds her hiding beneath a pile of rocks, safely shielded from the sun. Lotus tells him to leave with her ashes urn. Her spirit, she says, will follow him. If this story pulled you in, don't stop here. There are more dark, intense recaps waiting for you. Subscribe for more deep dives into legendary stories. Hit the like if you felt that final battle, and drop a comment telling me what you want to see next. See you in the next one.